Morning folks, it's the Sanderson Trail Report. Today is Sunday the 26th of April 2026. For once not quite at Sanderson Peak. I'm on my way down now. I'm on the peak trail. You can see my tracks up and down behind me at about 10,400 feet. Yeah, near enough. Got away from the peak because it's still in the cloud and blowing pretty strong westerly. Air temperature was 20 Fahrenheit, that's about -7 centigrade. Wind chill was right at 0 Fahrenheit, that's -18 centigrade. So I thought I would keep moving. As you can see, scanning around me and the slope there, down behind me and up to the peak up there, it's we had yet another of these very light dustings of snow. This is about the 4th or 5th that we've had in the last 2 or 3 months, and it's averaged, so it dusted as low as 6,400 feet. That said, on my way up a couple of hours ago, it was drizzling to about 7,700 feet. Barely snowing. It's more a case of being in the mist. And when I stopped and had a cup of tea at the peak, it was actually trying to drizzle on me. So it's really sort of fluctuating between the finest possible snow, bit of drizzle, occasionally clear. You might be able to tell that the sun's periodically trying to come out. I saw a couple of hints of blue sky when I was at the peak. Anyway, snow it's accumulating in the trail. You can see my tracks there. But even right around the peak, on the east side of the peak, it's drifted. This storm was accompanied by some pretty strong winds, gusting to probably 40 miles an hour. So for example, on the east side of the peak, on the rocks on the east side of the peak, because of the westerly wind, I mean, it's drifted to 2, 3, 4 inches in places. But conversely, the rocks right around the peak are almost completely bare, just a tiny little bit of ice. I sense that, so basically it's about an inch of snow almost everywhere above about 8,000 feet. There was probably a little bit less than an inch when I came through Saddle Junction, maybe 3/4 of an inch, 20 millimeters, something like that. As is often the case, the peak, the highest of the high country, was probably above the cloud at some point during the course of the storm, so I got the sense that the slightly deeper snow, maybe an inch and a half, was between about 9,000 and 10,000 feet, but on average it's only about an inch around the peaks and at this elevation. So spikes, in my opinion, don't seem to be required at this time. I just came up in a pair of Hoka boots with a decent grip. There are a couple of PCTers on the trail lower down, and there are some day hikers on the way up behind me. So this track, certainly on this eastern side track, so that's coming up from Devil's Slide Trail, bit of the PCT, and then the Wellman and Peak trails will probably have some reasonable tracks on it within the next couple of hours. And there are enough PCT hikers around that I suspect the main route of the PCT will be pretty well put through the snow, probably by this afternoon. Traction devices are it's optional. As I said, I don't think most hikers are going to use spikes given how shallow it is, and the pattern with all of these minor storms that we've had so far this winter has been that they melt off often within, most of it's gone within 24-48 hours. Might be a little bit cooler and cloudier for the next couple of days, so this one might take a little bit while longer to clear, but certainly by next weekend, which is forecast to be very warm again and above average even for the first couple of days of May, it'll certainly be all gone. So spikes are kind of an optional choice, but my suspicion is the vast majority of hikers won't use them or won't need them. And otherwise, safe hiking everyone.